All rise for the Honorable Judge Taylor.
So in your own words, Tate, tell us what you witnessed that night.
Well, I was called. I was fetched by Mr. Bob Ewell yonder, the night of November 21st. I was just about to head home from the office when he came up and said to get down to his house real quick. Some man had raped his girl.
And when you got there, what did you find?
I got in there as fast as I could and found her lying on the floor in the middle of the front room.
Describe her injuries, Heck.
She was pretty bruised up around the head, and she had a black eye to her left.
And was it her left facing you, or her left looking the same way as you?
Oh yes, it was her right. That would make it her right eye. She was pretty well beat up, but she washed her face in a bucket in the corner and said she was all right. She said it was Tom, and he had taken advantage of her. So I went down to Tom's house and brought him in. That's all there was to it.
So Bob, would you like to tell us what happened on the evening of November 21st?
Night of November 21, I was coming home from the woods when I heard Mayla screaming from inside the house.
Did you hear any of the sheriff's testimony?
Mm-hmm.
And you agree with his descriptions of Mayla's injuries, correct?
What do you mean?
Well, Miss Tate testified that her right eye was black and she was beaten around the...
Oh yeah, I agree with everything that the sheriff said.
And would you mind if I asked you to sign your name?
Ella, tell the jury in your own words what happened on the evening of November 21st.
Well, I was on the porch and he came along, and you see, there was this old shiffer robe in the yard Papa had brought in to chop up for kindling. Papa told me to do it while he was off in the woods, but I wasn't feeling strong enough then, and that's when Tom came by. I went inside the house to get him a nickel, and I turned around, and before I knew it, he was on me. Just run up behind me. He got me around the neck and hit me again and again. He chunked me down to the floor and choked me and took advantage of me.
Did you scream and fight back?
I reckon I did. I hollered and kicked as loud as I could. I don't remember too good, but the next thing I knew, Papa was in the room standing over me, hollering who done it. Then I sort of fainted, and the next thing I knew, Tate was pulling me up and leading me over to the water bucket.
Is your father good to you, Mayla? Is he easy to get along with?
He does tolerable,
Except when he's drinking. Does he ever go after you when he's riled? Has he ever beaten you?
My pa's never touched a hair on my head in my life. He's never touched me.
Okay, now was Tom Robinson well known to you? Did you know who he was, where he lived? Had you ever asked him to come inside the fence before?
Well, yeah, he passed by my house every day, but this was the first time I ever asked him to come in.
So you said Tom Robinson was behind you in the room when you turned around, is that right? Then he got you around the neck.
Yes, that's right.
Do you remember him beating you about the face? You seem sure that he choked you, but do you remember him ever hitting you?
No. I mean, yes, he did.
So he did hit you?
I just don't remember. It all happened so quick.
Just to clarify, Mayla, will you identify the man who raped you?
Well, that's him, yonder. Robinson.
So, Tom, what happened to you on the evening of November 21st of last year?
Mr. Finch, I was going home as usual. When I passed the Ewell place, Miss Mayella were on the porch like she said she were. It seemed real quiet like, and I didn't know why. I was just passing by when she says for me to come there and help her for a minute. Well, I went in the fence and looked around for some kindling to work on, but I didn't see none, and she says, "Nah, I got something for you to do in the house. This old door is falling off its hinges and falls coming on pretty fast." I said, "Miss Mayella, this door looks all right." I pulled it back and forth, and those hinges was all right. Well, I said I best be going. I couldn't do nothing for her, and she says, "Oh yes, I could," and asked her what. "Just step on that chair yonder and get the box down from the top of the shifter robe." So I done what she told, and I was reaching when the next thing I know, she grabbed me round the legs, Mr. Finch. She scared me so bad I hopped down and turned the chair over.
And what happened after that?
Mr. Finch, I got down off the chair and turned around, and she sort of jumped on me. She said she's never kissed a grown man before, and she might as well kiss me. She says what her papa do to her don't count. She says, "Kiss me back." I say, "Miss Mayella, let me out of here," and try to run, but she got to the back door and I had to push her. Just when I say Mr. Ewell hollered through that window.
What did he say?
Something not fitting to say. Not for these folks and chilling in here.
What did he say, Tom? You must tell the jury what he said.
He said, "You goddamn whore, I'll kill you." Mr. Finch, I was running so fast I didn't know what happened.
Tom, did you rape Mayella Ewell?
I did not, sir.
Did you harm her in any way?
I did not, sir.
Tom, go back once more to Mr. Ewell. Did he say anything to you?
Not anything, sir. He might have said something, but I weren't there.
That'll do. What you did hear, who was he talking to?
Mr. Finch, we were talking and looking at Miss Mayella.
Then you ran?
I sure did, sir.
Why did you run?
I was scared, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Didn't Mr. Ewell run you off the place?
No, sir, I don't think he did.
Don't think. What do you mean?
I mean, I didn't stay long enough for him to run me off.
You're very candid about this. Why did you run so fast?
I says I was scared, sir.
You had a clear conscience. Why were you so scared?
Like I says before, if it weren't safe for any person to be in a fix like this.
But you weren't in a fix. You testified that you were resisting Miss Ewell. Were you so scared that she'd hurt you?
No, sir, I was scared to be in court just like I am now.
Scared of arrest? Scared you'd have to face up to what you'd done?
No, sir, scared I have to face up to what I didn't do.
I have reached my verdict. Will the defendant please rise? Tom Robinson, I find you guilty of rape, assault, and fleeing the scene of a crime. Your sentence is life in prison. Bailiff, please take him into custody.